Yum. Look, I tried a little today. Are you proud? I haven't curled my hair in a long time, and I've been using these new products. Well, they're new to me. For about a week from Virtue at Virtue Labs. Yeah. Hashtag not sponsored. You guys, I always tell you before I say anything if I'm affiliated with a or whatever, and I'm not. So, yes, you can always trust that I'm going to do that. It is firmly planted in my brain to do that anytime I talk about a product that's been gifted or anything. Virtue Labs, if you want to give me some products, that would be great. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but that was a little creator joke. Right. I've been really enjoying the line. It's been about a week. If you're new here or just not in the loop, the last year, I sustained more hair loss than I did combined with both babies postpartum. And if you've had a baby and you know about the postpartum hair loss, you know that's significant. I think it was mostly due to stress, as well as hormonal imbalance, probably also accentuated by stress, and not eating enough protein. I kind of slipped off the protein wagon with all that, you know. It's just hard to keep on top of everything. And protein has always been something that's just been harder for me to, I don't know why. I just don't eat a ton of it. I never really have. So I've been focusing more on those. I've got the hormones kind of worked it. Whoa, what was that noise? Oh, the neighbors are having something done to their house. Got the hormones I've been working with my doctor with, and I feel like that's leveling out. I can just tell. Feel better, period is better. I mean, there's some, as a woman, you can just kind of tell when things are going well and things are not going well just based on your period alone. So that's helpful. Definitely super lower, like lot less stress than there was in the last 12 months. I mean, the last couple of months especially, I have just been feeling really much better in the stress department. Things have calmed down significantly, and I have calmed down significantly, and I feel good. That's not to say there aren't stressful moments and stressful things. I realize I live an extraordinarily privileged life, but I do live in this world, and I am affected by the things that we all are affected by lately, and it's crappy, to say the least. So, yeah, but in my personal life and personal experience and how I'm processing and how I'm taking care of myself better, I just less stress. So that helps a lot. And I've noticed, I actually got my hair cut earlier this week, and my hairstylist confirmed that I have growth all over my head. It's about 1 inch thick. It's been all this summer. My hair grew really fast this summer. I think it was a combination of just being outside more and be in summer. Does hair grow faster in summer? Is that like scientifically proven? I don't know. My kids' hair and my actual children grow faster in the summer, I swear. Seems that way at least. And just taking better care of myself and doing all the things I said. So, yay! So the other day on Instagram, I popped on and I was like, hey, I was going to post an organization video this week. That was my plan. I have all this stuff. I'm ready to do it. Work on the pantry. I bought these really cool pull-out drawers. Thank you for all of your suggestions. Kind of a do-it-yourself option. It's significantly less expensive than having something professionally installed. So I'm going to hope that works. But yeah, if you don't follow me on Instagram and you like this kind of vlog chatty stuff, I've been very vlog chatty over on Instagram lately. So, you know, link's always in my description if you want to follow me there. I post on stories every day, and I chat. I do chat. But I threw out my back last weekend, which was really unfortunate. This is something I do to myself seemingly like once a year or so. And it's been a full year at least since I've been injured, and I know that because it's been at least a full year since I've been to see my physical therapist, and I went to see him this week because I was in such dire straits in terms of pain and lack of mobility. He sorted me right out, and I'm feeling much better. I'm not 100% at all, but I'm getting better. It's just very achy now. I actually just saw him yesterday, so I think a lot of that's just settling, and it just takes time. I know I've done this before to myself, and it's a combination of pushing my body too hard with not enough rest. I have not been able to run to my heart's content because of another injury, my foot, which I'm having looked at by, I'm going to a new podiatrist to me actually next week, so I'll get some more answers on that. I have structural foot issues I have for as long as I can remember. They got significantly worse after both pregnancies, which puts a lot of stress on your feet, and I am not kind to my feet. I am not. I really pound them into the earth. So yes, haven't been able to run as much, but I need to move because that helps me a lot with my stress and my mental balance and well-being. So I've been doing a lot of pretty intense yoga, like up to 2 hours a day, like 90 minutes plus, because I'm just, yeah, and no breaks and no letting up. And I thought I was balancing the kind of yoga I was doing well between like more intense yoga and more yin, kind of stretchy yoga. No, clearly not, because it was putting a lot of stress on my back, and then bam! I was on the mat on Saturday doing an hour-long core-based Pilates routine. Out she goes. And that's the way. And what I've found over the years that has remained consistent is when I get this injury, it is not only because I'm pushing myself too hard physically with not enough rest, but I'm also ignoring something really big that's an emotional wall that I'm like not looking at. I don't want to look at something I am refusing to process. And my body knows. My body knows that I rely on it so much to keep my mind and emotions in balance. When I really need to look at something, my body will give out. So I cannot rely on it. Like I don't drink, I haven't had a drink. I haven't had even a glass of wine since April. Well, I had a half a beer a couple of times over the summer. A half, okay, but that was it. I just haven't had any interest in alcohol. I don't do drugs. I don't watch TV. I don't all the like traditional numbing out things I can think of. I don't do, but I exercise. I move my body. That's how I guess it can be a way to tune out. If I'm being really honest. It's also a way that I take care of myself. So I think it's just striking the right balance. But anyway, last week was a huge week for me in terms of huge shifts, literal shifts in our parenting schedule, in my schedule with the kids. My children have gone back to school. I have been debating whether to even bring this up because there are so many really, really sharp opinions about that, and ultimately I think you have to make your decision based on what's best for you and your family with all the information that's available to you, and that's what me and Don decided, that it felt safe and like the better option for us to send the kids to school, and for them, not for us, because we can do the at-home stuff. Like we did it for 6 months, you know, like that's manageable. Like I got that down pat. But ultimately it was for them, and it's been like a little over a week. They are so happy. It's like gleeful, if that's a word. And they wear their masks. And the school's been great. It's a very small school. That helped us with our decision too, because there's just not a lot of people. There's not a lot of people in the building. The building is pretty ample based on the class sizes, so there's lots of room, and the school's done a really good job of implementing very strict sanitation protocols, although now there's all this research that touch surfaces aren't really a huge thing, but all the kids attending wear masks all day, the entire time they're at school, with the exception of when they're eating or drinking, and then they put them right back on. They wear them in gym class. They wear them on the playground. They have isolated the classes so that there's no mingling between classes, whereas before that was kind of a big thing. And now it's not. They've kind of made bubbles, so if there is an issue down the road, they can just shut down a class for however long and not have to shut down the whole school. And they've done really interesting things with kind of separating the kids even in the classrooms with their classroom setup and how that all works. We've just felt really good about sending them, and they are just so ecstatic to be back. And I was kind of concerned about our teachers, like, is this what they really want? We had Zoom, like a parent Zoom thing last week with the teachers, and they are so, I mean, you can tell. I mean, we did the online, the web school over the spring, and you could tell that it was wearing on everybody, especially the teachers. It's not easy. I don't know how the teachers are making it work right now, especially with the online stuff. That is just hard. But our teachers are just so ecstatic to be back in the class with their kids, and they said as much, and you can just tell from how vibrant and happy they were to talk to us about the kids, and it's all been good. So, but that was a huge week for me to be also shifting our parenting time. We're trying to kind of move towards the kids having more larger chunks of time with between me and Dawn. So we've been, the kids have been with me for most of their waking hours for, the past however long. But we're trying to have them be able to spend more weekend time with their dad and things like that. And it's just really important. I've done so much research on this over the past year, essentially, about what's proven to be best, because believe it or not, there's a lot of marriages with children that end in divorce, and there's just a lot of data there. And what I have seen, and what I've heard actually echoed from people I know personally who come from families of divorced parents, is that the more time that the kids can spend with each parent, kind of in chunks rather than every other day or so, lots of shifting like that, the better. And the more equal that time is, ultimately, the better it is for emotional development, stability, feeling secure. I think what I have read is that ideally the 50-50 week on week off split is kind of, it sounds like it's really the best for those things, because the kids always know where they're supposed to be in any given week, and they have time to really settle into that home, and they are settled in because they're not in and out, they're not living out of bags, they have stuff, they have their own stuff there all the time, they don't need to, there's not a lot of shuffling around, and it's predictable, and it's stable, and it's secure. And I don't know how or when or if we'll get to that point. I just don't know. We're not there right now. And our kids are so little that they do kind of need to see us more frequently than week on, week off right now. At least our kids do. I'm not speaking for other children, because every family and every child is different. But that's what I've read. So I went from being pretty much with my children all day, 6 days a week, essentially, to them being at school for large chunks of the time and being with their dad for longer on weekends and things like that. And it's I'm gonna cry maybe a little. It's good, it's like it's necessary for them to, and I can tell they are just thriving. We're only a week or so into this, week and a half, but they're thriving. They're doing so well between school and having more time with their dad, and it's hard. It's hard as a mom. And shoot, I am gonna cry. Okay. As difficult as the pandemic, like I wouldn't wish this on anybody, and the political awfulness and the social upheaval that's necessary, but it's an upheaval, you know, I mean, with all that's going on, and the natural disasters that are worsened by all the awful climate change. I mean, there's just so much right now, right? There's so much going on right now, and I don't wish this on anybody, and I wish we didn't have to be experiencing this. But at the same time, I'm so grateful that I had the past 6 months. Shoot. I had this time, you know? This time with my babies. They're at this really precious, tender age, 2 and 4. 2.5 and 4.5. Half makes a difference. Although Cece, it really doesn't like it when you say she's 4.5. She's 4 or she's 5. Like, she's very cut and dry in that way. But it does make a big difference when you're only that many years old. A half a year actually makes a huge difference in terms of development and all that. But I just feel so blessed that I was able to have that time with them. And I know a large part of the security of that time, even in a very insecure, like uncertain time, is thanks to my privilege that I'm guaranteed certain comforts because of my privilege. And it breaks my heart that not everybody is afforded those things. And it makes me even more grateful for them. And it makes me want to do more for others. So I've been thinking a lot about that and doing things privately. And also I've been trying to be a little bit more transparent about who I donate to, because all of my donations come out of my earnings. So now you can see in my info box now in all my videos where my current donations are going. Those are monthly recurring donations. And as I add or subtract different foundations, I will, I'll update that. I do also support several theaters and dance companies that I don't include on that list. I don't know if I should or not, but those are I'm very passionate about supporting the arts, and I haven't talked about that, but that's where a lot of my personal charitable donations go to. But I didn't list those in there because I don't know. I just haven't. But they're local companies, theaters, programs. Anyway, so that's a bit of an update on where I am right now. It was just, the summer was great. We had an amazing time in Utah. I'm so glad if you saw the RV video. It was so worth it. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I don't know. I feel like there might be, some sort of road tripping kind of travel in my future. We'll have to see how that unfolds. Yeah. Here's the thing that keeps coming up for me. There's always hard stuff. Always. Both globally and culturally and domestically and politically. Always hard stuff. And there's always hard personal stuff. Always. And what looks good, like on Instagram, like you see other people who look like they've got it together and life is so great. Trust me, they are struggling on any given day with a host of things. Like a host of things. Because that's just part of being human. And what I have been learning and feel like I'm getting better at, clearly not completely better at because I threw out my back because my body was like, you're not doing this as well as you think you are, is that taking care of myself, whereas I used to feel so guilty about and like it was selfish, it's really not, because I am a significantly better mom, friend, daughter, whatever, when I'm taking care of myself properly. And here's something else that I've learned. You are never done with your work. Work around childhood, things that you've carried, traumas you've carried with you for your whole life, your wounds. We all have these deep-seated wounds that are individual to us, but also we all have them, and that is something we share as a species. And I just kind of wish, and there's no kind of about it, I wish we would feel more comfortable sharing about them, because it's so beautiful. I've had so many amazing conversations and connections with people over the past few months where we've shared really like deep-seated hurts and wounds, and it's been beautifully connecting and comforting to know other people struggle, even when it looks like they've got everything together. Yeah. Or if they don't look like they've got everything together. I mean, we all have that, and it's possible for us to really bond. I feel so much closer to these people who I've shared things with because we've shared these things, and and we've held space for each other to listen and support. And it's just, I think there's such beauty in showing the hard stuff and crying on YouTube every once in a while, which I would have been mortified to do. I mean, I am still slightly mortified. You can see my reaction. I mean, just looking back 3 minutes when I was crying, I was like, oh shoot, I don't want to be crying. It's like, why not? I'm showing you my actual tough stuff. Like, it's tough. It's good ultimately for the kids, and probably for me as well. I don't really know. I haven't quite gotten, I mean, I'm sure there are things I have to navigate on my own now as a single person that require me to, have a little time away from the kids too. I would like to start dating. I'm feeling ready for that. I'm kind of waiting a little bit longer because I'm not officially divorced yet, but we're getting very close to that. It's pretty imminent. There's just, we've agreed, it's just paperwork and signing and getting a court date, which is all via Zoom now, which actually works out in my favor because going to court just makes me feel really agitated, even if there's nothing to be worried about, but still, having the Zoom court date makes me feel a lot better about that. Oh, introverts, yes. Anyway, but yeah, I'm just feeling myself really opening up to these things, and that requires me to have some time and space, because I don't want to, I don't want to lump kids in with really new dating stuff. That's just gonna have to stay separate for a long time. But yeah, I would like to move to the next stage. I am feeling very open to explore the possibility of a new partnership, and how I get there, I do not know, you guys. I need help. Anybody who's dated, I'm not ready just this second, and I'm sure I'll reach out probably on Instagram to poll you guys when I need to know what dating apps should I look at, as a 37-year-old mom of two. I don't know any of this. I've never done any of this stuff before, so I will look to you for help for sure. But it's just, it's ultimately, our family is changing. We've been doing, I think, a really excellent job of navigating some really hard, big changes with grace. And it hasn't always been super seamless, but it has been, we've prioritized the kids and being kind, and that's just been great. And yeah, times are changing. Gotta keep adapting. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this here because that felt very chatty, and I still do it on quite a bit. Hopefully I'm gonna be feeling better and better, and I will be back with my pantry organization video next week so we can wrap up the kitchen. I have other spaces I am just itching to move on to in the house. I really want to unpack my office, but I've been waiting to do it with you, and I literally can't do it right now physically, but as soon as I'm better, we are going to unpack the office and organize it together. And we are going to do the closet because that needs attention. I have so many things I want to get rid of. And I'm looking to expand, like kind of replace a few things with, I feel like my style is shifting a little bit, and I just looking into ways to do that, maybe more sustainably. So I'm looking at thrifting and I don't know, things I've never really done before. So journeys to be had all together. And in the meantime, if you want to catch more content like this, I'm on Instagram. You can find me there. I'm really behind in my DMs, and I apologize. There's a lot. I do my best, but if you've reached out to me and you haven't heard back from me, I do apologize. It's not that I don't care. It's just I do have to take care of myself and not be on Instagram 24 hours a day. I'm on there quite a bit. But anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well and navigating all of this as well as possible. And I'm sending you so much love and big hugs, and I will see you real soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.